I call the member for Hughes.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise to speak in support of the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation Amendment Bill of 2023, and the Coalition is fully supportive of this legislation. Deputy Speaker, governments have no greater responsibility than the protection of its citizens, and this bill deals with the work that is done by our security organisations, most of which is by necessity done in secret. And I will just take this opportunity to thank all of those men and women who work within our intelligence organisations for the work that they do in protecting all of us. And we must. I'm very grateful that I was in the House for the speech from my friend, the Honourable Member for Fisher, who serves on the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Intelligence and Security, and his speech I do commend to the House. We do live in unprecedented times, Deputy Speaker, and it is unfortunate, but we do face threats from foreign interference and espionage, and these threats must be taken seriously. And this legislation is concerned primarily with streamlining and centralising the way that we provide top secret vetting processes within ASIO and our other organisations. Deputy Speaker, the bill has a series of objectives, and it is to enable, one of those is to enable more persistent ongoing evaluations of an individual's suitability to hold a security clearance. And in the times in which we live, where we have recently signed the AUKUS arrangement that will provide nuclear powered submarines, and really builds on our relationship with our very important allies, the United States and Great Britain. That will necessitate the work that will need to be done on those submarines. Will necessitate us utilising skills from the US and also from Great Britain. So it is very important in that context that we as a country protect both our own national secrets, but we are also confident that those that have access to secrets of our allies are also people that are suitable to hold those very important clearances. The legislation also establishes a framework for a merit review of ASIO's security clearance decisions, and this is important. It's a fundamental right. It's a fundamental of our legal system that where governments and government departments are able to make decisions about us, that every individual should have an opportunity to be able to review that decision if he or she is aggrieved, and so that is an important part of this process. And lastly, the last sort of stated objective of the legislation is to provide the Office of National Intelligence with a new function to drive the uplift of insider threat capabilities across the Commonwealth, and that is also very, very important. Just by way of background, Deputy Speaker, there are currently 5 separate vetting agencies that are authorised to grant positive vetting security clearances, and the committee and others have said that this model's resulted in different applications of this policy and standards aligned to individual missions and requirements. So the purpose of the legislation is to ensure that there is a more streamlined and singular process to when considering whether or not an individual should be granted very important level of clearance. It's come about overall from a multi-agency, a future positive vetting capability task force that was established under the coalition government back in July 2020, and its stated purpose was to modernise the whole of government vetting standards to enable increased consistency, heightened assurance and transferability of Australia's highest cleared workforce. So that committee and that workforce, that task force, I should say, has come out with recommendations, and the government is seeking to put those recommendations into legislation. So the bill, just to conclude, Deputy Speaker, the bill is supported. It is a sensible piece of legislation. It is an important piece of legislation because those Australians who hold, and the process in which security clearance is granted is important. And as I've said in my opening remarks, a government has no greater responsibility than the protection of its citizens, and it needs to ensure that those citizens and those workers that have access to our national secrets are properly vetted and are of sound character. So for all of those reasons, Deputy Speaker, I commend this bill to the House. Thank you.
I thank the